Alrighty, I'm starting the framing, as you can see behind me, up here, and we'll have more strips in that direction going along the roof to give us something to nail or screw the ceiling material, whatever that may be, tongue and groove or sheets of quarter ply or whatever. I was debating doing a bead of construction adhesive behind this. I really don't think it's necessary. I've got 2 screws in it, and I was hanging off of it, kind of leaning back and putting my whole weight plus the weight of my tool bag on it, which is probably a decent chunk of change at this point. So I think just pre-drilling the metal and screwing these in with standard wood screws is going to do just fine. We'll continue that and then have members that come down there, possibly some come across, or at the bottom of the windows to give us a nailer for any trim we put on. We'll have that all packed out to do that, and then once we get that up and in, we can do the spray foam insulation. So we've been working on the framing a little bit. Basically what we're doing is just attaching some 3/4 inch by 2 inch boards to the metal ribs we've got. One to provide a little bit of an insulation break so we don't have metal coming the whole way to the interior of the bus. We've got something that's a little bit more thermally non-conductive, and then we'll insulate in that whole gap. The other thing it does is it gives us just a little bit more insulation space So I think we've got 2.5, almost 3 inches of space. Almost 3 inches of insulated space in the interior of the bus with that on there. And that should help us hold in the heat and or cold a little bit better. Up top, I've just been screwing them into the ribs long ways, and then we'll probably lay some 1/4 inch sheeting on that to kind of conform to the shape. And then we'll probably lay tongue and groove if that's what we end up going with on top of that. But all I've been doing to put this up is just regular wood screws. I pre-drill it to drill into the metal with, I think it's an 8-inch bit for number 8 screws. Number 8 by 2-inch wood screws. And they seem to be holding real well. I can put my whole weight on one of these and it's not going anywhere, even just being held up by one screw. Started kind of thinking about windows and figuring out how to put them in. I've got some wonderful drawings over here, what to cut and what to fold and where everything wants to go, and then realized that that's not quite right. So a half an hour worth of work gone. I've kind of also started figuring out where our walls are going to end up. This will be the bathroom in between these two sections, with a window right in the middle. And then that board sticking across will be where the end of the bedroom wall is. And the rest of the back of the bus is going to be the bed. We got closets in here. And then as you go forward, there'll be the cubic mini. And then a desk and some storage. Along with the refrigerator somewhere in here, probably right in front of the wheel well or in the next bay up. Then on the other side, we've got a kitchen and then the little dinette. So in here, we've been doing some work on the framing. So due to the fact that the Thomas buses have I want to say it's about a 5-degree slope on the hat channels in the window section. It's not a straight line. When you raise it 14 inches, it kind of has a little jog in it. So I put those 1-bys up there to smooth that out, to ferret out, and also to give myself something to nail the inner wall to once we get that ready. And thirdly, it also provides a little bit of a barrier so that the metal doesn't have a direct path to conduct heat or cold through. So it provides a little bit of insulation because metal is a fantastic conductor of temperature. Up on the ceiling, we've just put some slats there. I'll probably end up putting some sort of 1/4-inch board, 1/4-inch ply. I'm not sure what yet. Something that will bend to that shape relatively easily. And then we can put the tongue and groove up on that. So we'll glue and screw all that together so it is going nowhere. The back of the bus will eventually get squared out, framed down. Still haven't quite gotten there yet, but we're going to lose a couple inches on the bottom, which I'm fine with. We'll just be able to pack more insulation in that particular section, which is fine by me because the water tanks are going to be sitting right there, and I want them to be rather well insulated. And then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do on this transition up here. I'll probably end up gluing some blocks to it. Either that or somehow attaching boards to this front rib and bringing them out so I have something to screw into, because I don't really want to puncture the exterior skin. That's not what I want to do. But I'll figure something out there. But that's kind of where we're at with our framing right now. I've been putting on the rail underneath the window, the old windows, so I've got something to screw to there. I'll probably put another board up right underneath where the actual window goes, which will be a couple inches higher than that line there, about 6. So, and that should hold everything together for the framing. been working up here all day. We've got the framing for the bookcase, as well as something to hide the windshield wiper motors and wiring and everything behind. And we also went ahead and framed this transition section at the smallest point here. I've got about 2.5 inches of insulation, which spray foam should give me about 2.5, should be roughly 17.5 R value. That should be enough for the smallest spot, and I think it goes up to about 3.5 at the top. The rest of the bus is, I want to say, about 2 3/4. So it should be a fairly even. There's no point in going too heavy in any one spot, but that's the way I've done it so far. And these are fairly stable. I'm probably going to put some more nailing strips up there, so I've got a place to nail into when we put the ceiling material up, whatever that may be. Same thing I did over there, just give me a whole bunch of area to nail to, or screw things to if I need access to them. I built up a little shelf here to keep out the insulation when we spray foam it, because that does not need to get spray foam all over it. We'll probably pack some fiberglass insulation in there just to help keep out the draft and whatnot. And then in here, we'll spray foam some of it. I might build a little box around the washers, or the windshield wiper motors. Same on the other side. But those lights on the front are going to go away. I'll do them like I did the back and just cover them up. Alrighty, that should about wrap us up for this week. Next week we're going to be moving on to the windows, and from there the insulation. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.